On Sunday night, nearly half the citizens of our little town watch helplessly, with mixed emotions, as the building which had been the culmination of their hopes and a lot of hard work, go up in flames and in a few hours was reduced to a pile of rubble. The fire was discovered about 7 o'clock by the caretaker, Mr. Ouellet, when he went to the community center to get ready for a meeting that was to be held there that evening. Firemen answered the call immediately, but it had, it would seem, been burning for some time and had a good start. I am sure no one could state definitely the exact origin of the blaze, but the firemen are convinced that it began near the furnace, certainly in the basement. It could not have been an explosion, as the condition of the furnace after the blaze rules out this theory. The most probable solution, we are told, is that it could have been smoldering in the coal bin or elsewhere for some time. When the firemen arrived, they were hampered by coal gas.
For a while, it looked as if things were under control, and then, to their dismay, it sprang up again. It was such a huge building, and in spite of having every bit of firefighting equipment in use, including the fire truck from McManusville, it soon became apparent that it could not be saved. Firemen then turned their attention to the hospital and school buildings. Despite the great loss, everyone realized that it could have had a much more tragic ending had the wind been in a different direction or been stronger. At the Notre Dame Hospital, station wagons stood by in case it was necessary to evacuate the patients. Doctors were on hand in case of emergency, and extra nurses were on duty. The children were moved downstairs from the children's ward should it be necessary to remove them. Every effort was made to calm the patients. Corporal Parker of the Mounted Police suffered a broken arm at the scene of the fire when he slipped while coming down a ladder. The police and forestry branch worked along with the firemen.
The loss of the community center will affect the entire town, as it was indeed the center for everything. Previous to its being built, the only place available for dances, concerts, and such was the Orange Hall, now dismantled. This building stood where the town hall is now situated. It was not large enough and was cold, and hockey was not so interesting when one had to stand out in the open air to watch the games. They did finally construct a room between periods, but this was much too small to accommodate the crowd, and finally, in the fall of 1949, headed by the Lions Club, and with almost every able-bodied man assisting in some way, the arena came into being. Many hours of free labor by many people, and even then, the approximate cost of the building was about $200,000. The insurance on it does not cover even a third of the cost. All hockey equipment was lost, plus trophies. The Lion Bingo equipment, worth about $450, was destroyed. Legion booths for July 1st, plus Legion sports equipment, was also burned. Last night, 50 men assembled at the site and began a big cleanup job. Plans are already being made to rebuild, even though the last payment on the former arena was just made last year.
Extrait d'un article du Northern Citizen.